Well, Cindy, we have thoroughly enjoyed this, and I noticed all of our camera people are getting out their erasers, and they're not going to write anything that anyone can see until they've had an opportunity to watch this show to be certain that they can maybe analyze themselves in their handwriting. It's been a delight and a pleasure to have you with us. And welcome to the January the 14th. It's happening in Grain Prairie show. We're just so delighted to welcome you, and in a few minutes we're going to bring you the Girls of the Month. But before we do, we want to remind you that if you'd like to have your own show here on Storer Cable TV on public access, would you please call production at Storer at 263-8630. We know it would be a wonderful learning experience for you, so let them hear from you if you're interested in learning to operate the camera, to work in the switching room, or whatever. Remember the magic number, 263-8630. We'd like very much to thank the class from South Grain Prairie High School for helping us with the show, and Mr. Don Roper and Mr. Robert Willman. So now let's go to the Girls of the Month and all of the things that they've been doing. Sue, we're delighted to welcome you back as the chairman of the Girls of the Month from the Federation of Women's Club. Sue Harris, tell us what you have on the docket today.
I'm pleased to bring to you the High School Girls of the Month this month for December. Our December Girl of the Month from South Grand Prairie High School is Tiffany Alex. She's the daughter of James L. Alex. Tiffany's received many honors from South Grand Prairie High School. She's Student Council Vice President. She's OEA President. In her sophomore year, she was a member of the Principal's Advisory Committee. She's also a member of the Cheyenne Dance Team, Mu Alpha Theta, FHA, and Spanish Club. Tiffany lists her outside interest as dancing, meeting with people, and working with computers. She plans to pursue her computer interest in college by majoring in computer science.
Wonderful. And who do you have next, my dear?
Our Girl of the Month, December Girl of the Month from Grand Prairie High School is Lisa Blair. She's the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. J.E. Blair. Lisa is involved in many activities at Grand Prairie High School. She's president of the senior class. She's on the Principal's Advisory Committee. She's a member of Student Council. She's a staff member of the Grand Prairie High School newspaper and reporter for the rodeo team. Her hobbies include softball, water skiing, swimming, and camping. And her future plans are to become a court reporter.
Well, now, isn't that exciting? All the way from a computer scientist to a court reporter. And aren't we privileged to have these two beautiful young ladies today? And girls, welcome to It's Happening, and we want to congratulate you all on being selected as the December Girls of the Month by the Federation. And I understand by this selection, Sue, that they will be among the numbers that will be considered for the final scholarship from the Federation, right?
Right, in May. Mm-hmm.
So remember, you have a lot to look forward to, young ladies. All right, Tiffany, let me get to you first. I believe you have moved into the Grand Prairie area at one time in your life from California?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, being a transplanted Texan, tell us how you like.
Well, I think it's pretty nice. I came here in the 7th grade, and I like it a lot.
All right, seventh grade, was that Jackson Middle School?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, you must drop the name of Jackson Middle School, because our principal, Mr. Berry, out there would probably just faint if we didn't tell about that school. And then on to South, where Mr. Head, I believe, is your principal, right? All right, now, Tiffany, tell me a little bit about your personal life. Tell me a little bit about your family, because those in video land would like to get to know you better, because you certainly are an asset to South Grand Prairie High. Tell us a little bit about your family.
Well, my dad works at LTV, and my brother, he's in the Navy. This is his 3rd year. He'll be coming out in May. Wonderful. And I'm real excited about that. He's gotten a lot of awards and things in the Navy so far.
Good, good. Well, I noticed that you're studying computer science, and you plan to make that your career. Now, tell us what your plans are as far as furthering your education after you leave the College of South Grand Prairie High and go into a university. Where do you plan to go to school?
I'm planning on going to Texas A&M University if I'm accepted there. And I'm going to take up computer science because they have one of the best computer science departments.
I see.
And after that, hopefully I'll have a pretty good job, hopefully an executive job.
Wonderful. And I noticed that in your bio sheet it said that you were a member of the OEA. And I know what that means, but I know that several people in our assembly probably do not know that. Tell us a little bit about the OEA.
The OEA stands for Office Education Association, and I'm the president of that. And we we develop office education procedures and skills so that it can help us in later careers.
And other than computer, I believe they stress shorthand and typing and all of the other good things and parliamentary procedure and all of these wonderful things. Well, I've enjoyed speaking with you a minute, so now we have let Lisa relax just a little. Lisa is very much of an extrovert, and we know that, and we know that she wasn't worried a bit about being on It's Happening in Grand Prairie. Lisa, tell us a little bit about your family and maybe some things about yourself personally, and look right at your camera.
Well, my dad, too, works for VOD. He works in quality control. My mother works for Tenneco. I have 2 brothers and 2 sisters, all older, of course, 34, 30, 28. They're all older than me.
You are the baby?
The baby.
Oh, the spoiled baby. And isn't
Very.
that wonderful to be the spoiled baby? All right.
I like it.
Oh, I know. And I noticed that you're president of the senior class. Isn't that sort of unusual for a girl to be the president of the senior class?
Senior class thinks that.
Yes, I think that's splendid. I think that is really a salute from all of your peers that you would be selected for that. And
I enjoy it. It's fun.
I noticed that you're on the principal's advisory. Is that a real fun thing to do? To be on the principal's advisory and get to help give input?
Yeah, you help the principal instead of the teacher's always helping you. You're getting to give advice also, and telling you give him the standpoint from the children's, the students' point of view and stuff.
Wonderful.
So
That's good.
you get to tell him what they say too, and you don't have to worry about stuff like them saying that they didn't. And,
All right, now tell me, what on earth moved you toward court reporting? That's a very unusual occupation.
Well,
What inspired you?
2 years ago, a lady came into our typing room and talked to us. Said they made a lot of money, so that was for me.
Ah, I see.
No.
So you want to take your court reporting and then probably be a court reporter, or are you going to use this as a background maybe to further your education in some other way?
No, that's what I was planning on doing. Just being a court reporter straight. And,
Where do you plan to attend to get your court?
Dallas Institute.
At the Dallas Institute. Well, that sounds very, very exciting. And the homecoming court. Oh, I think that was a salute also to be a member of the homecoming
Very
court.
nice.
Good.
Surprising.
Wonderful. Girls, we're going to take you one at a time in a minute, and we're going to ask you to really give a hard sell out into video land about how important it is to take advantage of the time that you have in high school, because you get one trip around, and we want all of them to know how you feel about that one trip that you have in high school and taking advantage of all that. But in the meantime, we're going to ask Sue to give us a rundown on the girls from the middle schools.
Each of the 5 middle schools chooses a Girl of the Month to represent their 8th grade. And at Adams Middle School, the Girl of the Month is Shayla Waters. She's the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Leighton Waters. Kathy Sullivan is the Girl of the Month from Jackson Middle School, and she's the daughter of Richard and Suzanne Sullivan. Christy Watson is the Girl of the Month from Jefferson Middle School, and she's the daughter of Charles and Carol Lancaster. Eleanor Ortez is the Girl of the Month from Lee Middle School, and she's the daughter of Rosalinda and Daniel Ortez. Dee Dee Dunn is the Girl of the Month from Truman Middle School, and she's the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Brian Dunn.
Wonderful. That sounds like a good group, 5 to come up, and then from those next year, maybe we will have some senior Girls of the Month when they transpose themselves into the 2 high schools. That's wonderful. All right, now, we're going to put the girls on. Are we going to call on Tiffany first? Tiffany, look into your camera and really tell them how important that you feel that it is.
I feel that your career is it starts off in high school, and you're going to have to really work hard if you want to establish yourself. And if you want something, I should tell you to go towards it and try. I want to be a computer science programmer, and I'm going to go for it because I think I can handle it. And I think if you want something, then I think you just have the qualities to do it.
Wonderful. I like that. Go for it. That sounds really super. Okay, Lisa, you're next on center stage.
Well, I think that your first time through high school is your first day and your last time, and you do have to go for it. You have to go, you have to study, you have to do everything that's right. You know, a lot of people, they drop out, and it's mainly because they didn't get in right the first time around, and that's what you have to do. You have to just go into high school thinking you're the one and you're going to do it.
And go for it.
Go for it. Go
Wonderful.
for it.
Wonderful. Lisa and Tiffany, it's just been a delight to have you all on the show.
Thank you.
We're looking forward to hearing of great things that you all are going to be doing in college, in the university, in the court reporting school, and if you'll come back to Grand Prairie, we hope that you'll come back and establish yourself here because Grand Prairie is a good town. And Sue, thank you for bringing us these Girls of the Month, and send a special message to Kathy Zollers, the president of the Federation, for helping with such a wonderful program. And this is Ruthie Jackson, and we'll be right back.
Do you think you could hold on to a child in an accident and save him from hitting the windshield? Let's look. A sudden stop at just 35 miles per hour could propel a child forward with a force of nearly a ton. Holding that child back would be like trying to hold back a bullet as it's fired from a gun. To protect your child, use a car seat designed for young children. This message is from the Will Rogers Institute, White Plains, New York.
Welcome to It's Happening in Grand Prairie, our second portion on this January the 14th. We know you enjoyed the Girls of the Month, and now we're going to have a special interview with a very exciting young lady with a brand new job as president of the Arts Council. But before we do, we'd like very much to thank those that are helping with the show here again today. We have a change in the middle of the show. We have Warren Hohertz and Patrick Price working with us today, along with Mr. Robert Willman. And that's a wonderful group of people on public access to be able to get the show on the road. And thanks, fellas, very much. And if y'all will stay with us until after all of these interviews, we're going to have two surprise guests from the South Grand Prairie High School television class in a few minutes. Georgia Clemson, welcome to It's Happening in Grand Prairie, and I want to take this opportunity to thank you for substituting for me several times when I've been out of the city and all of these good things. You were a very good television host.
You're very welcome. I enjoyed it very much.
All right, Georgia, as the new president for 1985 of the Arts Council, tell us a little bit about the scene in the art world and the cultural things that are happening in Grand Prairie.
I'll be glad to. We had our very first organizational meeting of the 1985 slate of officers Sunday, and we have lots of plans going on for the new year. So far, we've more or less organized and planned some of the main events that we were sure that we wanted to have as a repeat that we had last year, such as Opera on the Go. I
Wonderful.
think you'll remember Opera on the Go,
Oh,
which
that was exciting.
was very good. Everyone really enjoyed that, and everyone was in agreement that the community would like to see that return again sometime in October. And Earl Tom Keel, who is our music director, will be in charge of lining that up for us.
Wonderful. And that's the first thing off of the bat, or do you have big plans for some other things for the spring?
Well, in the very near future, we have something in the works also, which will be our membership event, which will be a membership drive, and also we call that our Art Star Awards banquet, in which we will honor those outstanding actors and actresses in the theater, in the community theater, which will be voted upon by the members of the Arts Council. And also we will recognize businesses and individuals who have made significant contributions to the Arts Council and the arts in our community.
All right, now when do you plan this All-Star Awards, your Emmy Awards for the year?
That is scheduled right now for the last half of February. The date will be nailed down as soon as possible, but that is coming about in the last half of February. And heading that up will be Jane McMakin, our membership chairman, and Rob Goff, who is our president-elect.
Oh, that's wonderful. Georgia, tell me something else exciting. Under the umbrella of the Arts Council, of course, you have the community chorus and the community theater. Does the community theater have any plans for anything in the spring?
Well, they reported a fantastic report as far as their calendar for the coming year. They elected officers also on Sunday, and their new president is Susan Sisney, who has marvelous ideas and expertise in her field that she's going to add to the community theater for the coming year. And they did report that their next drama will be a courtroom drama. That's the title of it. I kept waiting for her to say the title, but it is entitled A Courtroom Drama. And it is very exciting and unique. I have not seen this production, but she did tell us a little bit about it. She said that at each production, 10 jurors are selected from the audience at random to participate, and the outcome could be either way. You have to be there and see what happens.
Wonderful.
And that comes about in March. I'm not sure about the exact dates, but I believe it's the middle of March. And they were tentatively scheduling auditions for that in January the 24th, 25th, and 26th, I believe. You might want to confirm that date with Susan. But generally, they have the auditions at the Grand Prairie Memorial Library.
Wonderful. We'll check with Susan, and maybe we can have her on the show to give us an update on a very exciting courtroom drama. And can you imagine being chosen from the audience as one of the jurors? That would be a very
Now,
tempting
that's just
thing.
the beginning. Let me tell you just a little bit more about the community theater. They will also have a mini musical consisting of a cast of 2 and plus a accompanist. And that is I Do, I Do. And that will come about in April. Charlie's Aunt is scheduled for May. And then last but not least, The Music Man, the big production for the summer, is scheduled sometime in July. So that sounds like lots of fun for everybody, something we can all enjoy.
Well, I'd like to congratulate Susan Sisney. That's wonderful. And John, her husband, they have been such patriots of the art, and especially the community theater. But now tell me this, Georgia, in the community chorus, do you have any plans for that? And is Mr. Keel still your illustrious director? And
Yes, he certainly is. And Mr. Keel has some big plans that seem to center around springtime. He has plans for an Easter production. He has not named the particular production, but that is in the works. And also, he has been working on a tribute to the Capers, which, as you know, was the musical at the Grand Prairie High School while he was the director at that place.
spanned over a period of probably 20 years. They had a Capers each year.
They had a Capers each year, and he wants to bring back some of those people that were the stars of those musicals.
All right, now, under the umbrella of the Arts Council, you have the community theater, the community chorus. Are there other entities that you work with? If you do not, I know that you have real great plans to go into something like with the visual arts.
Right. We do have plans for Western Days. There's the annual art show that comes about with the Western Days that we always work in conjunction with that. And this year, Virginia Goff is our visual arts person, and she will be heading that up along with her committee.
You mentioned that Rob Goff is your president-elect. Isn't that very exciting to have another gentleman that's involved in the Arts Council?
Yes, it's very wonderful. He's a very dependable gentleman, and I'm enjoying working with him already.
Well, could you name us some of your officers and some of your directors? We'd like to give a plug to those in the community that give unselfishly of their time on many community activities, but especially for improving the quality of life here in Grand Prairie, and I think I'd like for you to name some of those wonderful people.
I have mentioned a couple, but I will rename them. Of course, I'm president this year, and president-elect is Rob Goff. Membership, Jane McMakin. Theater, Susan Sisney. Visual Arts, Virginia Goff. Education in Arts, Michael Dyer. Music, E.T. Keel. Literary, Kathy Demmett. Dance, Julia Robertson. And our immediate past president is Noble Holbert, who we depend on as a resource person this year. Recording Secretary, Bill Newyear. Treasurer, Steve Noose. Publicity, Carol Shadden. Newsletter, Marianne Hartzell. And our directors at large are Christine Hall, Barbara Sargent, Ouida Smith, Kim Thorne, Gloria Carrillo, Mart Hamilton, Joan Longorio, Adrian Blodgett, Kathy Cameron, and Bill Brown, who we know we will lose in the near future, but we will replace Bill Brown.
That sounds like the 500 Club of
It
Grand Prairie,
does.
Texas. That is a very exciting group that you're working with, Georgia. And we want to wish you Godspeed with the council, and I hope that everything will go your way this year. And we know with your good planning and all of those wonderful people that you have working with you, that you're going to stem-wind them into doing something very special for the Arts Council this year. And along with that, would you like to make some special announcements that maybe relate to the quality of life here in Grand Prairie? And we're getting the signal that it's time for us to make some announcements.
Great, okay. In conjunction with art, we will let the viewers know that an art show and contest is approaching. The entry deadline is March the 7th, 1985. That's a Thursday. The categories for this art show are landscapes, seascapes, still life, florals, animals, and miscellaneous. And for more information concerning the art show, call Phyllis Tickle at 263-5221, extension 380.
And this is with the Parks and Recreation Department, sponsored by them, and also that no photographs are allowed. So I know that you're going to be getting ready, and we just wanted to set the stage for you to be getting your paintings and your artwork ready for this very important show, and maybe you'll come away with a blue ribbon. What else, Georgia?
Also, something else arts related, an evening of entertainment sponsored by the Evening Optimist Club. It is their fundraising project. They're bringing in the Foggy River Boys music show. The date is January the 18th, which is Friday. Time is 7:30 p.m. at H.H. Chambers Auditorium at Grand Prairie High School. The price for the tickets are $10 to $8. Reserve seating $6 for general admission. And for information, call 262-5706 or 264-9781.
And Georgia, before you make your next announcement, I'd like to swap with you, in the event that we run out of time. I have something very important from the Chamber. The Chamber of Commerce on January the 18th and 19th are having their planning retreat. When you view this show on Monday night and Wednesday night, you'll still have time to get in under the deadline. Call the Chamber of Commerce, 264-1558, if you're interested in helping make plans for Grand Prairie, Texas through the Chamber of Commerce and their activities. Pat Watson is their president, and 264-1558 is the magic number at the Chamber. Also, on January the 23rd, there'll be a brown bag seminar. This is going to be an hour and 15-minute session on that date at 12 noon till 1:15 at the First United Methodist Church. And the most exciting young man, Dick Smith, is going to talk about memory. And if you're having a hard time remembering names when you go to all of these meetings, make plans to go to the Brown Bag Seminar. Remember that number, 264-1558, and mark January the 24th as the annual banquet date of the Chamber of Commerce, and it's going to be at the Hilton. It's going to be a very exciting time, and that same magic number will get you information about that. Arbor Day in Grand Prairie, Texas will be the 26th of January, 1 week after the State Day. And we're going to meet at 10 o'clock at City Hall, and 500 little loblolly pines will be gifted to those in Grand Prairie that are in attendance. So we're inviting all the Girl Scouts, the Cub Scouts, the Boy Scouts, the school elementary children especially, and we want everyone that's interested in receiving one of the special loblolly pines to come on January the 26th, 10 a.m. at City Hall. It is going to be so exciting, so watch the show. We're going to talk about it next week. And I believe you have one other announcement, Georgia.
Yes, I have one more. It's about a cookbook. If you're interested in this, be sure and get your pencil ready because I will be giving you a post office box number to write to. The DAR has put together a Prairie Heritage collection of treasured recipes. And this unique book can be purchased for $8.50. And if you are interested in this, please write to this address, Prairie Heritage, Post Office Box 532402, Grand Prairie, Texas, zip 75053.
Georgia, thank you for being on the show and for being an anchor person and being especially beautiful as the Arts Council President. We're just delighted to have you with us.
Thank you. I'm very glad to be here. I've enjoyed it.
Wonderful. And we'll be right back.
Look at this list. High blood pressure, alcohol and drug abuse, depression, emphysema, VD, ulcers, accidents, heart disease, stroke. You know what all these health problems have in common? You can reduce your chances of having them. And the Will Rogers Institute can help for free. The Will Rogers Institute gives people the information they need to make responsible choices about their health. You have a question, you write the Will Rogers Institute, White Plains, New York.
And for the last portion of our show, we are just so excited about having two students from the South Grand Prairie High School television class on this side of the camera for a change. And we'd like to thank Tim Allen from the class for being our camera person, and we're going to schedule him later. But Warren Hohertz, it is so wonderful to have you two young men on the show.
We're glad to be here.
On this side of the camera. And Patrick Price, how wonderful.
Thank you.
Is this your first time on very live television other than at South Grand Prairie High?
No.
It isn't.
Not for us.
Oh, y'all are old pros, aren't you? Wonderful. All right, let's start with Warren. Warren looks very experienced, doesn't he, Patrick? Warren, tell us a little bit about yourself, your exciting adventure into the study of television at South Grand Prairie High, and since you're a senior there, what you're going to do when you leave South.
Well, I started in television basically when I was my sophomore year. A student who was studying currently in television then told me about the class, and I thought it'd be neat to take. And from there on, I progressed to here, and just great.
Wonderful. Now, when you leave South Grand Prairie High, which will probably be in June if everything holds together, what do you plan to do then? Where do you plan to study, and what will be your major?
Well, I'm going to major in television definitely.
I see.
And then where I study, I've narrowed it down to two colleges, basically either North Texas or Sam Houston.
North Texas or Sam Houston?
Yeah, and if that's not possible, I'll go on to study at North Lake Community College in Irving.
And then finally go on to one of the other
and move
colleges.
on, yes.
That sounds like a very exciting adventure, and I'm so glad. Patrick, don't you think it's wonderful that he has this deep, modulated voice that would be very good for television on either side of the camera, don't you think?
I think you'd be better on this side of the camera.
I see. Wonderful. All right. Patrick, tell me a little bit about yourself and your class experience at South.
Well, mine started out about the same way the Warrens did. I was in radio to start with instead of hearing from somebody else.
All right.
And then Ms. Donegan offered to put me in the beginning television so I could be in her advanced class the next year. So she put me in that class, and then I went on to be in her advanced class, and I've been in there for 2 years now, and it's put me up to here.
Wonderful. Now, where do you plan to attend school, and what do you plan to do after you get out of the South?
I've got about mostly the same plans as Warren. We've been kind of going along with each other on that, but I'm going to go to, first I'm going to go ahead and go to a 2-year college. I'm going to go to Navarro in Corsicana for 2 years, and then either go to North Texas or Stephen F. Austin to get my degree from them in television, and then go to work wherever I can get a job after I get out of television. Or I get out of college.
In television, there are a lot of fields that you can go into. What specifically would you like to do after you graduate from college?
Specifically, I'd like to go into technical directing or engineering, one of the two.
Warren, do you agree with this?
No, I got kind of a different plan. I'd rather be a producer.
You'd rather be a producer?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, that just sounds so wonderful. Well, I know that we've got to wrap this up, so together I want to thank both of you all for the time that you give over and above your assignments from South Grand Prairie High. Like today, this is an in-service day, and you're here working for us and helping us with the show when it's your holiday. And we want to salute you for all of the good things. And Allison Clemson, since you're an in-service day student today, would you come and join us at this last minute? We're trying to close the show out. And this is Ruthie Jackson with the Chamber of Commerce and Community Service, and all of these young people that are out of school today, reminding you it's happening in Grand